Now we are going to define a project. There are two ways to define a project. One is just go to the file menu and click new. Here a wizard will be open. So you have to define that in which EPS you are going to define a project. There are three different EPS are prepared: manufacturing, plant construction, and building construction. We have to decide which kind of project we are dealing with, so it will be defined in that EPS. Suppose we are going to define a building construction project, so we will select an EPS of building construction. Then I will press next button. You can see here the project ID. Project ID is unique. You can type any ID. So I am just putting here ID as TR01. Project name I am mentioning here as a training project. Then click next button. Here you can change the project plan start date. So I am just considering that our project is going to start on 1st May 2019. There is an option of must finish by. You can specify the must finish by date as well, but leave it is as blank, no problem. The Primavera will automatically calculate the project finish date by using the forward pass and backward pass. Then click next button. Here you see that who is the responsible manager for this project. So you know that this project was defined in the building construction projects EPS. So there will be a PM who will be responsible for managing the building construction projects. So I will go to the building construction OBS, and here I will find PM building project. So I will simply select this PM as a responsible person for this project. Then click next, next, finish. Congratulations, your project has been defined. Now you can see your project under the building construction EPS. I told you while creating the project codes that once we will create the project, then we can assign the project codes. So now we are going to assign the project codes. So you can go simply in the codes tab. This is the project details tab. So you are going to assign the project codes. So simply go to the codes tab. Here is the button assign. So after highlighting the project, you will click here assign. Then you can assign the project codes according to your requirement. For example, this project is going to be located in the Punjab. So I will select Punjab. The other is project type. Suppose we are doing the project management consultancy for this project, so I will click project management consultancy. You can see at the bottom these project codes have been assigned. Some of the important settings you have to do after defining the project. So we will go to the defaults tab. Here we will select different conditions according to our site requirements. Duration type. For example, our project is a construction project in which the total duration and the units like man hours and cost is fixed. So we are going to select this option. There are other options as well, but here we are going to use the fixed duration and units. Here is the percentage complete time. This is related to the progress update. So on what basis you are going to update the progress? Suppose we are going to use the units based because we have quantified all the activities, cost, resources, man hours. So our progress will be based upon the units. So we are going to select units. Activity type, it will remain as a task dependent. But if you here is the auto numbering defaults. When you define the activity ID, there is an option that you can use some prefix before activity ID suffix. So I will mention here as a TRNG. This ID is for training purpose, so you can specify according to your requirement. For example, in the construction project, you can use CON. In the procurement, PRO. You can change according to your requirement. But here I am using as a TRNG for training purpose. Now I will go to the dates tab. Here you can see that project plan start date, it was given by us 1 May 2019. The data date is showing the current date. So I am going to put data date as 1st of May as well, because our baseline data date should be matched with the project start date. Then coming to the settings tab, there is nothing to change here. Then we will go to the calculations tab. Here are some of the settings we have to consider before going further into the project details. Like you have to uncheck this one, recalculate actual units and cost when duration percentage complete changes. Here is an option activity percentage complete based on activity steps. If we are going to use the percentage complete type as a physical, in which you can use different kind of items, you can divide activity into different steps. For example, you have an activity of rebar fixing. You can divide this activity rebar fixing in different steps, like shifting of rebar from the store to the rebar yard, cut and bend, then shifting to the side. Normally, when you shift the steel after cutting and bending to the side, there is some percentage associated with these activities. So, if you want to update the progress on the basis of these steps, you have to specify the steps against each activity. In this way, you can define, you can add the progress. So this option is only valid for the physical type of percentage complete. We are going to discuss some other information in the project details tab. Here is the general button. Here you can see the project ID, project name. So project ID and project name can also be changed from here. There is an option of changing the project name and ID from here as well. It is very user-friendly software. It can be easily modified. Here you can see the status, active, inactive, planned, what if. It can be changed according to the project status. The responsible manager you can change from here as well. If you have assigned a wrong project manager, you can click on this button and see the drop down list, and you can select the respective responsible manager. This is the list which the same list which we have created in the OBS. Then coming to the next tab, notebook. Here you can add the important information regarding the project, like important notes, kickoff meeting notes, etc. You can put here as a reference. Then there is a budget log. Here you can define the original budget, current budget, and the proposed budget. And at the bottom, you can see this is the budget change log. You can put the change log information here as well. Then we are going to in the next tab, that is spending plan. The month-wise spending plan you can also define here. Then we are going in the budget summary tab. Here you can see the total available budget, total current budget, unallocated, allocated, whatever the variance between the current and the revised budget, you can put it here. Then coming to the dates tab again, just for information again, I want to share that these two dates should be remain as same, because this is the baseline schedule we are going to prepare. So at the start, these both dates remain same. Then there is an option of funding. You can add the funding source as well here.